Friends, I want to talk about separation of senses. I might have touched on it in other subjects and other videos, but I always notice there's a need to know how to use it within the play itself. I've been showing the details of how to play it, but then when you actually play, where can you fit that within your playing? Okay, so I'll just play a little bit. Just basic. So here's the basic thing about that. Okay, the idea behind it, sometimes when you're playing by yourself, that's really an important point, where you try to make up with other missing sounds from the drum ensemble. One thing I find always interesting to do, just striking the single ka over the beat for an extended period while someone is doing something, just to keep the beat steady and have a sound of another drum playing along. For example, like if I'm playing Maqsoom, by myself playing, I have to produce this sound, for example, but then sometimes I said do this. Or even suppose someone is doing a taqseem, you know, and then you want to just do a soft ornament. Doing this thing always has a very nice taste to it, you know. And of course the volume, you don't have to hit it very hard. It could be just doing this, you know, it really steadies the beat, like it makes you feel, since you compare against the Maqsoom. You see the point? You're kind of like weighing your own beat with this single sound against the Maqsoom. And you try it and you'll see, it really makes you be more anchored, like your dum doesn't slide, because you have to hit it accurately together. See the point? In order for the sound to come out, you have to be steady and confident with both hands. This is one use of the over the maqsoom, of the separation of senses. If we put it over malfouf and the variety of malfouf, it's also a really interesting thing to work with. Supposedly we're going this way. Out of it, and again softly. Imagine again someone who's doing taqseem. This is what you worry about. And same idea. You can feel like your metronome is steady, your mizan is steady. So this is just for regular playing on malfouf. Things you can do, like with if you add the adani beat, maybe a bit slower, just to see how you can cross your hands, like adani. Right? So how to fit this? Here where you experience the separation happening on both hands. Now you have to know ta-dum. You know. And then continuous. Just those are the ones that you try to, you know. Okay, so you see, see that also. See this together. That's the thing you can need to work on as much to get it as accurate, let alone or. Okay, this is in the Malfouf context. Now it may not work in all the beats like in Ayoub or Fallahi. I don't know how much you can use it there, but in those kind of patterns, it's easier to use. You can do it in sixes or other beat that you can keep hold of, you know, like a. Like a 6/8 of any kind. So you see the idea about the separation. Again, this is something, it's really already ingrained in the playing style itself, in the tradition, but yet it's not touched upon enough, and it's something, again, just like any of those important things that you need to add to your knowledge and get more and more out of the drum and the beauty of the sounds of the beats and the new combinations you could do just because you have now two hands to play that. If you notice with the modern style, with the school of Mr. Ali Ahmed, now he's able to play two drums, not just one to hold the beat and the other one to do the ornaments, and that's such an achievement, you know, to be able to separate yourself into two playing hands. Here, there's so much of this combination, you know, trailing each other, you know, playing this way. But then when you start seeing that other aspect of it where you can separate yourself, you know, that's another capability you get into, and it helps you along with your playing. Okay, I hope that was clear enough. Thank you. Here's a little bit of separation of senses over a 9/8, you know, but it has a form of Malfouf. That's something we've been playing for a while, like this. That's something I like to do myself, so see if we can notice it. I'm going to be a bit slower, maybe just so you can see the playing. Friends, this is a demonstration of a Muwashah. It's well known, called Zarani al-Mahbub. The recording that we have of it from Sabah Fakhri and the other people from Aleppo, Syria, it's done to a Masmoudi Kabir beat. And you know, if you know Masmoudi, it's an 8/4, you know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is Masmoudi. I discovered that since it's in a 2 Masmoudi per phrase that we played for this Muwashah, you can see if you can use other beats on it, and that goes back to the topic of exchanging beats within the classical repertoire of beats, and it's very interesting. It gives different impressions. So in this one, I'm going to demonstrate first the usual thing that we do with Masmoudi, and just watch how it fits with it. And then I'm going to demonstrate two other patterns. They are in 16. Again, 8 and 8 is 16, and then there are those two 16. One is Nawakht Hindi, and the other one is Mukhammas. So let me just start with the first one and see how it works, and now we could compare afterwards. Okay, so the maqam is mainly Nahawand with some Hijaz car in it, and what we know of it is Masmoodi Kabir beat. Okay. زارني المحبوب يا عيني في رياض الآس زارني المحبوب يا عيني في رياض الآس روق المشروب وملال روق المشروب وملال الكاس. And it repeats the same melody again. I just want to do just one part, so it wouldn't be too much explanation. Okay, and then let's see now how the second pattern. I'm going to play it first so you'll know what is it. It's the Nawakht Hindi. So it's basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, so now how to fit it with the Muwashah. زارني المحبوب يا عيني في رياض الآس زارني المحبوب يا عيني في رياض الآس روق المشروب وملال الكاس روق المشروب وملال الكاس. So that's Nawakht Hindi, and it's really beautiful. I find it nice myself because the second part of each phrase is lining up with the second part of the beat itself in a beautiful way, like 7 counts. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 7, and those are the last 7 of the beat. I'll show you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. So when you get to that part, it lines up nicely with it. Okay, the third one is the Mukhammas or Mukhammas Turki. It's another form of 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Here we go. زارني المحبوب يا عيني في رياض الآس زارني المحبوب يا عيني في رياض الآس روق المشروب وملال الكاس روق المشروب وملال الكاس. So you see how the beat goes, and again you can choose any of those 3 forms and it will sound good however, but that's something just to break the conventional thing of being in 4s and 8s, especially in those old beats. And furthermore, for the loss of the tradition, we try not to lose the essence of the tradition and the original ways of things happened. We have well documented pieces of music and songs that they have been altered, like the beat has been altered even by the traditional musicians themselves, and that for me it causes the removal of the tradition and a loss of knowledge. You know, we discovered few muwashahat throughout the time that they were simplified in their beat to be 4/4, while they were more complex beat and more beautiful, like has a wisdom behind having such beats to those muwashahat. to make them simpler, to be accessible, that can be okay, but doesn't always give you the exact feeling, especially when you start looking through the details of those songs and how are they composed according to those beats. So we cannot really take this for granted. We should be more serious about it and try to even learn those beats. Substitution may not always work and not give you the the value that you want, and at the same time you are removing knowledge from the drummers themselves and the musicians not being able to have those longer counts. Again, we know the less you use something, it becomes useless. So I hope not, and I hope we can keep up with those beats and understand their application, so we can actually enjoy them and demonstrate them in real music, real life music, I mean. All right, thank you.